pleasant afternoon. It's great to have you back, mga kaliga, here at the Quezon Convention Center, Lucena. Live on MPBL FB page, YouTube channel, and on MPTV Signal Channel 98. Today's first game is CALOOCAN versus BICOL on the 2023 OKBet Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 5, presented by Extreme. Let's carry on first. The starting five for CALOOCAN, Batang Kangkalu. At guard number 3, the Hawkeye at Chi Inigo. The other guard number 7, Jeramer Cabanag. At forward number 8, Jaggy Laude. Playing center number 27, Gabby Espinas. And at power forward number 45, Mac Baracael. CALOOCAN, Batang Kangkalu is led by Ronnie Trujillo. Assistant coaches Carla Nusa, Peter Santamaria, and Hector Serrano. Team manager is Mac Robert de Tiandu. Team governor Jeremy Tin. Team owners are Dennis Flores and CALOOCAN City 1st District Honorable Congressman Oka Malapitan. Now the starting five for BICOL Volcanoes. At guard number 0, RJ Delis. At forward number 8, Denzel Wong. The other forward number 24, Jasper Boak. Coming in at center number 30, Ladis Lepalam. Starting at guard number 61, Alfred Gayosa. The BICOL Volcanoes head coach is Jason Santiago. Assistant coaches Ken Bono. Playing assistant coach James Martinez and Jude Eslera. Assistant team manager Gino Ludovice. Team manager Yagi Emnas. The team owner is Mark Tan.
Let's break down the starters for CALOOCAN and BICOL. We have Jeramer Cabanag, Achin Higo, Gabby Espinas, the Professor Jaggy Laude, and Mac Baracael for Batang Kangkalu. And then we have RJ Delis, Alton Gayosa, Ladis Lepalam, Jasper Boak, and Denzel Wong for the BICOL Volcanoes. And we do thank you for joining us, folks. This is Nick Gomez at your service alongside Coach Mike Perez and Andrea Indicio. Coach Mike, let me begin by asking you your thoughts about this starting lineup of BICOL. No James Martinez, but we're seeing a taller lineup here. And of course, the center towers them all, no? Itong si Lepalam sa gitna, Ladis Lepalam. Your thoughts about him?
Well, I think Lepalam's gonna have a long day today. The previous game ng Gensan Warriors, they actually put in a Preco to go against the trio, or the duo rather, of Espinas and Baracael, and they've been attacking that, so I expect they'll do the same with Lepalam manning the middle.
RJ Delis giving it up to Lepalam inside. There's the CSB connection.
Yeah, well, that's a good start. You know, point blank, that close, he's expected to make those baskets, and that's how he's been with CSB.
Ano tansya mo sa height niya?
Oh, mga 6'9", 6'10".
Wow, he's tall, ah. He's taller than Palti. Kung 6'10 yan.
Sobrang habang tingnan, eh, no?
He is. Actually, I was also personally astonished with his presence earlier in this afternoon, no? Especially with BICOL being always short in the rotation. Mukhang wala nga rin sina Wawi Escocio, no?
Yeah.
Sa lineup for today, as Jeramer Cabanag makes another basket.
Now, Wawi Escocio is one guy that can give you post-ups, and so when you put the ball inside, you can kick it out for your shooters. That's the value he brings to you in his team.
Well, they also weren't present in their previous outings, Wawi Escocio and James Martinez.
Right.
That's really interesting for BICOL. Gayosa misfires. Gayosa is actually going up against his former team in CALOOCAN.
Yeah, Gayosa was one of those guys that I recall made 14 points in that game against Batangas. So only 2 guys scoring double figures in that game.
So that's certainly a good sign for Alvin Gayosa. Good sign as well for CALOOCAN. Now they're seeing their second player making a basket. It's Mac Baracael.
I'm seeing a little bit of different look here offensively para sa CALOOCAN. In their last game against Jensen, they really were looking more on post-ups. Now they're trying to get that guy in the middle, the big man, diving for those shots.
But do you think that's the key for them? Because everybody expects Gabi to get the ball at the post.
Yeah, I think that's going to be key. But definitely, once Gabi gets that ball on the post, everybody's got to relocate and find their spots. And ang dangerous dyan is that si Gabi, normally when he gets that low block on the right side of the floor, he's pretty dangerous, him being a lefty. So it's easy for him to go to the left side and even do a drop step on the baseline side.
Pero sa ngayon, papadaliin muna ni Mac Baracay ang buhay ni Gabi Espinas. Balik tayo sa Bicol with Denzel Wong playing point guard. Double team. Almost a turnover. Gayosa recovers. 13 on the shot clock. Jasper Boa could not control that basketball.
Well, not very good execution right there. Started out with that middle ball screen. Immediately na blitz siya. When they pass to the wing, it's supposed to go high-low on the wing to the post, but nothing really happened there.
Well, that's usually the challenge to Denzel Wong. They really pressure him. Jaggy Laude. Kick out. Cabanag. This time he leans in. Another miss. Rebound was obtained by RJ Dillis, who is number 8 in the league in rebounding, close to 9 per ball game.
They're gonna go to the low block here. Somebody's gonna replace him on the other side.
Ooh, nice shot by Ladis Lepalam. Nagpapakitang gilas kay Gabi Espinas.
Yeah, that's actually a good thing, no? Him being active offensively, bonus yan para sa team ng Bicol.
The other end, another miss. That's by Achi Nigo. Rebound to Lepalam. Score reads 8-5. Lepalam trying to ask for that ball again.
Yeah, he's trying to challenge Gabi Espinas on the low block.
They go to him. Lepalam facing up. Now posting up.
Got a spin.
Oh, he's fouled. Wow, great confidence on this guy.
Yeah. And it looks like he's getting a go signal to go for the attack against Gabi Espinas because they know, I feel that they have a height advantage over him. But definitely from a strength standpoint, you have to go through Gabi Espinas. Medyo challenge yan ako.
You think there's also a possibility that they would want Gabi Espinas to be in foul trouble?
Could be too.
Lepalam just missed his first free throw. Second try now for the young man.
Pero I think si Gabi would be medyo mature naman. Not
Ready
to foul
na
not to get fouled.
Pero ngayon, punta tayo sa ating courtside reporter na si Andrea Endicio.
Nabawi ang sigla ng Bicol from their win against Mindoro from their recent loss against the Batangas team. Sa laki ng naging lamang ng kalaban, of course, they can't help but feel down. Although, according to Coach Jason Santiago, alam naman daw nila na marami silang pagkukulang, especially when it comes to shooting, defense, and even the basics like boxing out. In their previous game against Mindoro, they actually tallied 31 assists that game. But that area decreased drastically nung laban nila against Batangas. Sabi ni Coach Jason, factor din daw siguro na alam nilang malakas ang kalaban nila. So pressure really hit the team. So let's see kung paano nila maibabalik itong team basketball for this ballgame. Migs and Coach Mike?
That's certainly very interesting. Thank you, Andrea. So from 31 assists, they only had 13 in the previous game.
Yeah. And, you know, malaking bagay rin talaga yung kawalan ng mga key players nila eh. Right now, more interestingly in this game, si Lepalam already's got 8 points of the output of Bicol. That speaks a lot of the go signal again for him to attack offensively.
Sayang lang hindi nagsabay yung dating pieces at yung bagong pieces nila.
Right.
No? First, let's see the steal by the former Caloocan player, now a Bicol Volcano. That's Alvin Gayosa. And the finish as well.
Even when I watched him the last game, medyo komportable siya playing for the Bicol Volcanoes.
Well, he did tell me that it's really because of minutes, no? Dahil nga mas malalim na yung Caloocan, he thought he had a better opportunity with Bicol, and so he's trying to maximize it right now with his opportunity on the floor. 11-10, our score. Baracael converts from the line. Caloocan has a record of 12 wins and 5 losses. Again, before their previous loss versus Jensen, they had 7 straight wins. The second longest winning streak before or after Pampanga. Lepalam inside. This time he misses. Rebound, Caloocan. Baracael on the run. Good spin. Baracael hangs and misses. Kabila tayo. Numbers for Bicol. Gayosa. Tough extension. Boak on the recovery. 2+1.
Yeah. Very aggressive yung attack na yun ni Gayosa, and a good thing that was an offensive rebound right there. You could see right through traffic. He was able to control it, but good thing that Boak was there to get that glass and convert it to points.
Well, this lineup of BICOL doesn't seem to be a lineup filled with natural scorers,
Right.
Coach Mike, no? Pero ito naman yung mga players na rugged, eh. Alam mong mag-hustle yan sa court. And so, it's worth it for Jasper Boak as he completes the three-point play.
Yep. And lalo na pag pumasok yung ball distribution nito si Inigo right there for Caloocan, coupled with the shooting of Jeremy, there gonna be a lot of defensive work para dito sa BICOL.
Missed there by Mac Barakael. BICOL looking to take good care of their lead now. Alfred Gayosa against Jeremy Cabanan. He drives, tough pass, out of bounds in favor of BICOL.
Yeah, total miscommunication right there. The Balam could have cleared out to the other side, either lifted to the elbow so that, you know, they get that free lane underneath. But no way you're going to get a layup with your big man right there in the post.
13 seconds on the shot clock.
The Volcanoes lined up. They go to Lepalam. One-hander was no good.
He's missed 2 already consecutively.
But he is getting shots up.
Right.
5 attempts already for Lepalam. Making 3 of those. Ball out of bounds here in favor of BICOL.
I think ang difference ng mga attempts niya compared sa kanina kasi it's really coming from post-ups eh. So he has footwork to work on it. Pero itong mga huli, medyo mas closely challenged na siya. There's help that's coming from the low side.
Mukha bang nabasa na?
Oo, tingin ko.
Ang bilis eh.
Parang ang dami mo na masyadong puntos.
Oh, Denzel Wong converting from downtown. That is his specialty.
Yeah, but they'll need more of that, especially kung si Lepalam is gonna go and, you know, slip that screen. He's gotta be able to make that basket.
But on the other end, there was a quick answer courtesy of Jeremy Cabanag, who now has 9 points in this game.
BICOL is actually doing a good job keeping in pace dito sa Caloocan, no?
Now, can they be consistent at this? That's usually the question.
That's the thing.
Good tap by Delis, but it's obtained by Achi Inigo. On the run, bounce pass, Cabanag, heat check. Uh-oh. That's 4 threes now for Jeremy Cabanag.
Yeah, yan ang medyo delikado. Once Jeremy gets those shots, you know, those threes are just gonna keep flowing for this guy.
And there's a reason why Jeremy Cabanag is number 10 in the league in 3-point makes and percentage, averaging 2.5 3-pointers per game at a 40% shooting clip. Mataas ba yun, Coach Mike?
Yeah. At saka, ano, the way that he shoots it, it's showing a lot of confidence and it shows in his mechanics.
Time out tayo, 18-16. So today we are in Quezon, but yesterday the MPBL was in the One Arena sa Cainta Rizal po yan for the first time in the league's history for Bacolod defeating QC, Batangas outlasting Bataan, and then the San Juan Knights taking over in the last game against the Rizal Golden Coolers. But Coach Mike, I'm sure you saw some pictures, maybe the games as well. Punong-puno yung One Arena natin.
Oh yeah, tsaka ang ganda. Ganda nung arena kahapon eh. It's good to always have new venues for the games so that, you know, we can reach out to the fans.
That might actually be the new home for the Rizal Golden Coolers. So let's wait for further announcements. There's a foul here on the loose ball.
Dito makikita mo yung depth ng bigs nitong Caloocan. Now you got Real Cervantes along with Sanga. Earlier you had Mac Barakael.
At sa lagay na yan, wala pang Ronnie Matias yan.
Correct.
Ganon sila kalalim.
And you expect a lot of high-low now between Gabby Espinas and itong si Real Cervantes. Of course, Real's got really good range from the outside.
At some point, Real Cervantes was number 2 in the league in scoring. That was back in Season 2 when he was playing for Manila. Omar Gonzalez pulls up and makes that jumper.
A miscommunication on that zone. Nobody checking on the shooter. You gotta recognize shooter, either defensively or offensively. If you have a good shooter out there, give it to him. But if you're defending, you have to be able to go up and challenge that shot.
Good recognition by Nomar Gonzalez, who has transitioned from being a power forward onto a winger now. Pero ngayon, si Lepalam na naman ang i-score para sa Bicol.
So far, yung mga shots ni Lepalam na pumapasok, either post-up o yung clear, hindi siya masyadong challenge. And so he really too has got that range from the outside.
Really, a soft touch, no?
Right. Oh, good
pass inside. Was that a high-low?
Yeah. Coming from the side. Big guy to the other big guy inside the shaded area. Oh, bigat no, nasa left side. Strong suit ni ano yan eh.
Ni Gabi.
Gabi, yeah.
Great chemistry between those two veterans. 4-point game. Delis with a kick out. Lepalam, that's his range. This time it's short. Inigo bringing down that basketball. They go to Paul Sanga.
Gonna
Cross
skip
court.
it. Yeah.
There's the open shot for real. It's no good.
But you'd like for him to take those shots kasi range naman niya yun eh. You have to, hoist it where you're comfortable. Lalo na hindi naman siya challenge on that attempt.
Yun pa nga yung tipong pag hindi niya dinira, papagalitan siya.
May inis ka pa eh.
Rebound here for Real Cervantes. They will slow things down as they usually do with these bigs on the floor. They go to Paul Sanga. That's too much space.
Yep.
Just short. Rebound Achi. Great effort from the point guard. They swing it over. Nomar Gonzalez, three-pointer, in and out.
Bicol actually providing very little challenge sa mga tira sa labas. Nila ma-convert ng Caloocan. That's why this game still remains to be close. Coupled, of course, itong si Lepalam has been really good.
But they're sticking with the zone, right?
Yeah. Actually, both teams are doing zone.
Ooh, three-pointer here for Ronald Roy.
Wow.
So that's a good sign for Bicol. Without James Martinez, Ronald Roy can certainly be a threat at the guard position. That guy is a former Marikina shoe master. Same goes for Nomar Gonzalez. Ball tapped away. Roy on the run. Ronald Roy, no foul. Rebound for Denzel Wong. Tough pass. Roy at the corner. They go to RJ.
Good pass.
Again, there's the CSB connection.
Right. Good pass. And maganda doon is always ready to catch and shoot.
Well, he seems to be the designated scorer in this game for Bicol. Lepalam finishes the first quarter with 12 points. Imagine that, and Bicol has the lead.
Yeah. And, a lot of it really is because of him being able to go to those spots, but they still got to check big guys doing high-low like this case for Espinas.
That's why that is an exceptional pass for this game, brought to you by Boracay de la Ia, the official hotel and resort of the MPBL. Score after one is 23-22. Nagbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, here in the Quezon Convention Center, 4 hours down south of Metro Manila. All for the love of the game as Paul Sanga misses from downtown. As you can see, Bicol has the lead in this matchup.
Yeah, tsaka yung zone na ginagawa ngayon ng Bicol is actually working and it's slowing down the offense on the half-court set nitong Caloocan.
At mukhang nabibigla din itong Caloocan sa offensive firepower na ipapakita ng Bicol. We did have a word with Paul Sanga during the break, no? And he said they were not familiar of Ladis Lepalam, who scored 12 points in the first quarter. So mukhang hindi na-scout itong malaki ng Bicol.
Mukha nga. But the Palam's really been medyo post-up yan, even during that time when he was in Benil. He was playing alongside Migs Oxon and Justin Gutang back then. So that really was his role.
That's a nice crew. As a lot of people should remember, Justin Gutang played here in the MPBL last year for the San Juan Knights before he left for Korea. And Migs Oxon is still in college, right?
Yeah, man, he still is.
Ronald Roy. Oh, couple of times inside.
Yeah.
Just a miss from Lepalam. Delis seems to be liking passing that basketball to Lepalam. Couple of fakes on the other end. Great effort by BICOL.
Irvin Palencia actually, had good control inside, pero ang dami lang deflections kaya he lost that ball.
Chance here for the Volcanoes. Balamog will go to De Leon.
Gotta go corner.
Tough angle there. Palencia, great effort.
Yeah.
Now on the run, they go to Sanga on the layup. That's 2 points.
That's where Irvin Palencia is most dangerous. Open floor with the guy running alongside him. You gotta pick your poison. Check Irvin or check the other open man.
Oh, last year he had a lot of those moments with JC Marcelino.
Oh yeah, Sambuanga.
That's why they reached the finals. Ronald Roy is fouled. Now, let's get to see this replay first. No? That's great effort by Irvin Palencia. Correct me if I'm wrong, Coach Mike, but a lot of people will let that ball go.
Yeah, but because of him understanding the value of live turnovers, you gotta pick it up and turn it into points opportunity on the other end. Yung minsan maganda sa when it's a turnover, you force it live because you naka-scramble yung defense on the other end. I like when you let it fall outside and everybody just goes and set up that defense.
Oh, tama. Yeah. Yung zone.
Yeah.
That has been effective relatively for BICOL. And I say relatively because you did mention they haven't been closing out with the best of their ability in the first frame. Free throw here for Ronald Roy. First one was a conversion.
Yeah,
Second one, good also.
Yeah, and so if ang ploy ng BICOL is really to go zone and challenge their shots from the outside, it's actually working.
25-24. Kick out here for Caloocan. Palencia to Paul Sanga. Good contest by De Leon.
Yeah.
Bola ng BICOL. On the run, Gayosa. They go to Roy at the corner. That's a three.
Yeah. You get a stop, you get a challenge, throw it on the other end. Free for that three. Things is really just flowing well para dito sa BICOL right now.
This is very impressive.
Right.
Coming from the Volcanoes. As Andrea mentioned, they were coming off of a high, winning versus Mindoro, and then they lost their biggest game of the season, or their biggest loss of the season to Batangas.
Yan naman ang magiging challenge kay Lepalam. If you have real Cervantes inside, first you gotta be able to locate him, put him at your back and box him out. And so you can't allow him to just sneak in because he's just too strong to be contented with inside the paint.
Now Lepalam will take a breather. I was supposed to ask you, how much gas do you think he had left? Because he hasn't rested up until this moment.
Yep. And I think he deserves that rest too.
At mukhang siya lang talaga yung natural center.
Oh,
no?
Siya na lang talaga eh. I thought you're going up against, Macbacrael, Gabi Espinas. I think he's already on the bench now. He got his rest.
Si Gabi. Yeah, si Lepalam is on the bench.
Yeah, Lepalam's on the bench already.
That's why the lineup is much shorter now for BICOL. It's not even easy to identify who their center is now.
Correct.
It looks to be Malamog. It might be Boak as well. Grabe yung talon, no? From center to small forward. Yeah. So wala rin silang 4.
Wala nang choice eh. Literal na parang small ball na yung datingan. So they have to speed up the game and stretch their defense further and hope to get deflection so that they get open floor opportunities.
Let's see if they can run. In their last game, Batangas outran them 23-7 in fast break scoring. Here comes Caloocan. They're down by 1. Paul Sanga. Finally, he converts.
Finally, yeah. Finally.
That's his first three-pointer in this matchup. He does average 2.7 3-point makes per game. Good for number 6 in the league. Itong si Paul Sanga.
A good help right there underneath on that attack from the baseline side. But look at this shot here. On
Ooh,
the
he stepped
that's
on the
two.
line.
Just the two. Long two.
That's just sad for Paul Sanga, but he will continue to shoot for sure. 29-28. Cervantes, wide open. Good luck. Yes.
Yeah.
Real Cervantes.
Tsaka parang dumali yung zone simula nung nawala si Lipalam sa loob eh. It's easier for them to make those attempts and try to dribble penetrate inside.
The other end, Malamog with a fake. Couple of dribbles. Almost a turnover. Gayosa with a tough one too. No basket. Scramble for the loose ball. And it ends up with Caloocan. Cabanag, forward pass. That was too long.
Yep, gotta take this.
Sanga from the corner. That's short. So still no threes in this game for Paul Sanga. We're gonna have to check his attempts though, because he has been shooting it. 0 out of 4 now from downtown is Paul Sanga. De Leon up top. They go to Ronald Roy. 3-pointer. That's long.
Buti na lang, hindi pumasok yun. That defense got mixed up nung nag-hedge hard itong si Cervantes.
Cervantes couldn't go for back-to-back.
Now this is one thing that BICOL maybe could do. Once they get that rebound, you have to push it kaagad in the front court because wala kang big man that can actually give you second chance points, offensive rebounds because of Lipalam not being there.
The problem is, and if you would look at them closely, some of them look gassed.
Yeah.
And again, this is not a deep rotation for the Volcanoes in this matchup.
Correct. And the more that Caloocan pushes this space, it's gonna tire out this BICOL team.
Cervantes almost traveled, but he scored inside.
Ang lakas. Literally binulldozed.
So now it looks like Caloocan is slowly but surely getting its groove in this matchup. Jennifer Cabanag swinging that ball to Real Cervantes, who made a 3-pointer on that sequence. And then on the next sequence, ayun naman yung bulldozing na sinabi ni Coach Mike.
Variety of attempts and attacks, one from outside and one from inside.
That's why now Caloocan has a 6-point lead. See the next 3 games of Caloocan. It's going to be very interesting, folks, because it's going to get tougher and tougher for them. July 15, they take on Imus. July 20, Quezon. And then they go back home to face the defending champions, Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards in Caloocan. So stay tuned for that. But right now, let's listen into this report from Andrea Indicio.
Ang message of the day ni Coach Carl Lanuza sa mga batang Kankalo, share the basketball. Sa dami ng pinagdaanan ng Caloocan noong game nila against Jensen, of course, ang baon nila for this ball game, their experiences and learnings. One thing they pointed out, have tough defense, pero dapat may pag-iingat. Last game, the coaches aren't happy about the fact that there are times na early in the quarter daw, penalty na agad sila. Dagdag niya, they want to earn their momentum back, lalo na at malalakas daw ang makakalaban nila in their next games. Coach Carl says they have to earn more respect from the other teams after this ball game. Back to you guys.
So let's compare the numbers. In the previous outing, as Denzel Wong makes his second 3-pointer in this game, Caloocan had 26 assists in the previous game. Ngayon, meron na silang 13. Your thoughts about that, Coach Mike?
Yeah, again, a better ball distribution really leads to open shot attempts.
Just like this.
Yeah.
There's not an assist there, as it was a miss by Cabanag. Tayong Tong, this could be an assist. Another miss though. And another rebound for Caloocan. Ball tapped away. Good effort by Gayosa. Oh, Cabanag still gets it back. What a sequence.
Yeah.
And now, Palencia is fouled.
But in here, makikita mo yung impact nung nawala si Lipalam sa loob. You know, 2 to 3 offensive rebounds in a row and couldn't even get that ball past half court.
It looks like Jennifer Cabanag was hit hard in the previous sequence. Sa tiyan ba siya tinamaan ng bola?
Mukhang sa tiyan eh.
Pero parang di naman ganun kalakas yung bato. Well, that's the thing. When you're not aware of the ball approaching you, it might have caught him by surprise. Oh, okay naman ngayon si Jeremy.
Baka yan pa mag-trigger sa kanya, makashoot pa lalo ah.
Oo, pwede. Tignan natin. Of course, they would want to have that separation now. Itong Caloocan Batangkan, Kalu. This might be the most effective time for them with Lepalam on the bench. I'm gonna have to get used to saying his name. Itong si Ladis Lepalam, who is considered an SGL in the MPBL. That means he will be gone sometime as he heads back to college. Timeout tayo dito, 36-31. Coach Mike, let's give a shout out to Madam Mona Lisa Franco, ang asawa ni Joko Tayungtong. As you can see, Joko has been a family man the past couple of years. Tinulungan niya yung kanyang asawa at yung kanyang pamilya to move to Bulacan, setting down there during the pandemic. And now, itong kanyang asawa na si Madam Mona Lisa Franco is pregnant. Obviously, it's more daddy duties for Joko Tayungtong.
Yep. Dad's gotta do what dad's gotta do.
Oh, you would know.
Oh.
Pero coach, since nandito na tayo, I'd like for you to break it down. Gaano kahirap na meron kang commitment to a basketball team that has to travel all over Luzon, mostly, and then you also have to attend to your pregnant wife?
Yeah, medyo mahirap nga yung situation na yun, But, you have to be able to balance. Parang work-life balance rin yan, When you go to work, you have to be able to strike that balance between how you do things at work and how you attend to your family. So, I really envy how dedicated si Joko Tayungtong pagdating sa ganyan. Hindi madali yan, but he still has to do what he's gotta do as the dad and of the family.
Pero coach, kung matalo man yung Caloocan, hindi siya pwedeng umuwi ng sobrang bad trip, no?
Oo, tama.
Alam nga namang bad tripin mo rin yung asawa mo.
Yun naman ang dapat na pag bad trip ka sa work, iwan mo na lang sa work.
Sa work
mo na
lang.
sa bahay.
We go back 38-31 under 3.5 minutes in the second quarter.
And so right now, Caloocan really challenging the ball handling skills and the setup on the man.
They almost forced the turnover.
Right.
Deles asking for the ISO. 6 on the shot clock. RJ in trouble. Turn around. That was tough.
Yeah. Yun ang mahirap pag wala kang initiator and creator offensively, and you have to have that one guy who can do that for you so that if your schemes do not work, he's gonna be the one to find you those points.
On the other end, Caloocan turns the ball over as well. Tony Matias's pass went out of bounds. Babalik na dito si Ladis Lepalam. He was the difference maker with 12 points in the opening quarter.
Maybe wanting to close out quarter strong, kaya in the final, under 3 minutes remaining, they bring back their leading scorer on the floor. And we'll see how this affects their execution now offensively.
Caloocan was down by 1 after the end of the first quarter. They have outscored BICOL by 8 so far in the second frame, and now add 2 more, courtesy of Joko Tayungtong.
Yeah, medyo malamiyaran yung approach towards that ball on that pass. So you gotta be able to have that ping on that pass so that hindi madi-deflect.
Deles on the drive. This time he's fouled.
I really could tell they're really finding that one guy that would, create for them offensively.
And RJ's not usually that guy.
Right.
He's more known as a hustle player. Itong si RJ Deles, a rebounder, not as a ball handler.
Kaya pag tinignan mo, really the best opportunities for them to score was to just throw it into Lepalam and have him create off the block and get those range shots from outside.
Let's see if they can or if they will go back to him in the latter part of the second frame. The lead is 7 as it stands. Joko Tayungtong. Inside they go. Matias, good feed.
Yeah, good dive,
There was a foul on the block. Was there a push from behind?
Yeah, I think there was. Little overload play against the zone when they have that low block and that elbow guy diving.
So the foul was on Alfred Gayosa, not on RJ Delis. Galicia proceeds to the line. Just misses his first attempt. You know, Coach Mike, nakausap ko si Coach Toto Dahilio before this matchup, and he told me that he really is relying upon his youngsters to complement their big men. Kasi given na yung mga Gabi Espinas, Real Cervantes, given na yun eh. But these complementary pieces of Nomer Gonzalez, Jacob Galicia, the ones who can get rebounds and have a great hustle plays for Caloocan, they're going to be big for them.
Yeah, and ako, personally, I really like offensively how they do their sets. No, it's very old school. You throw it inside and let your big man decide. Unlike now, it's really just shots being hoisted from the outside, letting the guards decide.
Another shot from outside, this time from Denzel Wong. Ball recovered here by Caloocan. 41-33. Jenemer Cabanag on to Jacob Galicia. Back to Jenemer. Bounce pass. Turnover.
Medyo tight yung pasa na yun in traffic.
Not much space there.
Right.
Oh, it's a lifting violation. You know, our referees have been stricter with that violation the past week.
Dami na rin kasing creative ways now on how you do your footwork. I mean, the footwork really has evolved. But one thing you can't do, you can't pivot on one foot and then lift it up next. No, you have to use your other leg. Oh, wow.
Three-pointer here from... That's Prince Casin.
Ano medyo delikado sa Caloocan. Pag pumapasok yung mga tira nila sa loob, sa labas rather, that post plays and that opportunities for Gabi and the rest of the big men, medyo mag-open up talaga.
Caloocan has actually shot the ball from 3 19 times already in this matchup, making 6 of those. Ipalem got fouled inside. That's 2 free throws for the big guy.
Meanwhile, number 21, Ronnie Matias, has his first.
First foul on Ronnie Matias. Nepalam proceeds to the line with 12 points and 5 boards. First one is good. Nice touch. Does he have a 3-point shot?
No, and not that I've seen.
Mid-range.
Yeah, more normally mid-range.
Mamaya magulat tayo. Tignan natin.
Kasi na-surprise na nga niya tayo.
Oo, nagulat na lahat eh.
But I expect when Gabi Espinas comes back, he's gonna, make, tighter defense against kay Lipalam, especially with the way that he's been producing here. Good skip.
They go to the corner. Cabanag.
Yeah.
That's 3-pointer number 20 in terms of attempts for Caloocan and make number 7. Delis on to Wong with under 30 seconds remaining.
That's the way you do it. You have to pressure the ball handler so that that ball doesn't go to the post.
It ended up as a turnover. Casit, good feed. Nice find. What a sorry miss. Battle inside. Galicia was held. Clear foul on Denzel Wong.
Yeah, I want to go back to that defensive stop nitong Caloocan kanina. Clearly si Wong had that ball on the wing. Nasa poste mo sa Lipalam. That would have been an easy throw-in, but they pressured him, so he had to look for other opportunities. And ang maganda doon, yung nagdumidepensa kay Lipalam was actually fronting him.
Right.
So it's difficult to be just straight up passing that ball to the post.
It was actually this guy shooting the free throws.
Right.
Jacob Galicia trying to deny him. The term is fronting, no?
Yeah.
Haharapan mo yung post player. So the only option would be lobbing it up.
And if you lob it up, there's a help side on the weak side, which is what we call help side low. You have to throw in another guy there that catches that lob from the back.
Down to 8 seconds here. BICOL down by 15. RJ Delis on the drive. Pull up. That's good. And that will do it for the first 20 minutes of play. It was close, especially in the first frame, but Caloocan pulling away in the second quarter.
Yep, and really a lot of it has to do with Lipalam being active at the start of the game, scoring the first 8 points for BICOL team.
Let's talk about the 2 stars in our first half for Caloocan. It's Jenemer Cabanag coming alive once more with 5 3-pointers and a very high shooting efficiency for Jenemer. And on the other end, of course, si Ladisle para sa Bicol naman.
Yeah, and no surprises right there, especially for Cabanag, because that's how he was in the game against Jensen. Really just, I guess, Jack got tired later on in the second half.
Let's see how much he has left as we continue with this basketball game. The score at halftime is 49-36. Caloocan looking good.
Panibagong oportunidad, panibagong pagkakataon para sa mga kabataan na pag-asa ng ating bayan. Mga kababayan ko mula sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, inahandog ko sa inyo ang nalalapit na pagsisimula ng Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Sabay-sabay po nating tunghayan ang talento ng bawat kupunan ng mga kabataan mula sa 14 under, 16 under at 18 under na nagmula sa iba't ibang bahagi ng ating bansa. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat at patuloy po natin suportahan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.
Mga kabataan na subok, Junior MPBL para sa iyo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Yeah, ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na subok, Junior MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na subok, Junior MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Isang tulog na lang po para sa ating Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. And at this juncture, we will be having our halftime interview together with Coach Carl Lanuza, the assistant coach of Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. Thank you so much, Coach Carl, for joining me here at the half. Coach Carl, you are on a 7-game winning streak, pero naputol yon after going up against Jensen. What is your team's biggest takeaway after that ball game?
We have to do a better job dun sa mga in-game changes or adjustments. Kasi meron dun mga instances na we could have done a better job dun sa defense, sa transition, and then converting our execution sa offense. But we weren't able to do it.
And hopefully we see that from your boys in your coming games. Ngayon naman, Coach Carl, meron po ba kayong gustong batiin o pasalamatan? Now is your chance. Go ahead.
Yes, we would like to thank Congressman Oka Malapitan, Mayor Arlong Malapitan, si Boss Denny, si Boss Felix, Boss Lloyd, Sir Mac, Consienteng, City of Caloocan, and citizens and supporters. To our sponsors, Sogo Hotel, High Top LPG, Pocari, Boost Basketball, and then shout out to my mom, kay Baby Panda, kay Baby Ali, and then lastly sa Jerry and Rose Meat Shop ng Farmers Market Cubao, and then also sa kay Jaime Tupas ng Jackliner.
Thank you so much, Coach Carl. And that's it for our halftime interview. Don't go away. Magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Kapag may labay nagkakaisa, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. naghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ang bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL.
It is halftime here in the coconut capital of the Philippines, Quezon Province, with the score reading 49-36 in favor of Caloocan against the BICOL Volcanoes. Jennifer Cabanag has been on fire, making 5 threes, contributing 15 points for Batangcan Caloo in the first half. Kabila naman, it was Ladis Lepalam scoring in tons, 13 points and 5 boards for the BICOL Volcanoes.
Yeah, and those numbers for BICOL are actually very high to start the game, but it went down nung nilabas na sa Lepalam because the others had to create their shots, and so that percentage went down, so it's 42% versus 36 in favor of Caloocan. In terms of assists, Caloocan, when Irvin Palencia, that guy came in and started distributing, started making those shots from the outside on the people that they passed to, it resulted in a +9 assist favor para dito sa Caloocan.
And so it's a big check as to what Andrea reported about earlier, no? That Caloocan wants to be distributing that basketball, and ang maganda dyan, kita mong distributed din yung assists nila.
Correct.
Just being led by Achi Inigo with 7 times already in 10 minutes of play. There you see our leading scorers for Caloocan, 15, 8, 4, and 4 for Cabanag, Cervantes, Sanga, and Palencia. Kabila naman, the guy who was not scouted at all by Caloocan, Ladis Lebalang, giving us a peace sign. He's looking good in today's matchup. And so, we begin the third frame. Alfred Gayosa being joined by Denzel Wong, Nadis Lepalam. Also, Jasper Boak and RJ Dennis. Good block by John Lee Valin.
Good defense. First and foremost, Gayosa had the right thing in mind to reject that ball screen. That's normally what coaches would tell you. Reject ball screens as much as possible because the defense is not ready for that. But the good thing is that help side defense on that attempt would pretty well para sa Caloocan.
So John Lee Valin is known for his shot blocking ability here in the MPBL. Kita mo naman, he is a lengthy player. Yeah. And he's the one taking all of the bumps of Gabby Espinas during their practices.
Kaya sanay.
Oo, sanay yan.
Sanay sa bungguan.
Sabi nga ng kanilang team captain na si Jaggy Laude, no? Na ina-encourage na talaga yung mga bata nila. Ito na, this is your chance to learn from one of the greatest in the MPBL, itong si Gabby Espinas. So why not learn maybe some post moves as well for John Lee Valin? Tignan natin.
So the thing that they could learn from Gabi also is very stable at the post side. So he knows he's always in control. So you see that beautiful shot attempt from underneath. Good cut from that dunker spot and an excellent feed.
So it is team captain Jaggy Laude converting inside. Good patience.
Good recognition right there. So that help come from that forward on that end. So really just dumped it off to Laude underneath.
Bonus free throw for Jaggy Laude. Actually, may pinapabati siya, no? Batiin natin si Mrs. Tintin Laude, kanyang wife for 5 years already, at ang kanilang dalawang anak, sina Jai Jai. And get this, they have a child named Yanis.
Wow.
Yeah. Ayan, si Jaggy Laude, si Professor Jaggy Laude. May anak yan. Ipinangalan in accordance to his basketball idol na si Yanis Antetokounmpo. All right, so we go back with BICOL. They're down by 16 now. The biggest lead in the first half was 15. So Caloocan's looking good here in the third frame. Tayong Tong in trouble.
Good fake.
Laude, good fake as well. Sorry, miss. Recovery here for Caloocan. Choco sizing up Denzel Wong. Good cut. Kasin is hacked.
That's one of the, I guess, lesser appreciated cuts ever in the basketball team. In my personal perspective, that baseline backdoor cut. So whether you're on the same side, especially when you're on the side of the floor, get that corner guy cutting as that drive comes from the middle. Normally, hindi na check yun. And so that's exactly what happened earlier on that baseline cut.
That's a nice note, Coach Mike. And if I may add to that, kasi ako shooter ako eh. Nung lumaki ako shooter ako eh. Ang tendency, kapag binakita kang umaatake sa gitna, spread out ka sa corner para tumira.
Correct.
So everybody, of course, a lot of defenders would think as well that there would be that kick out.
Right.
And so they're not anticipating the back door.
Correct.
Thank you for that. That's a nice piece of information from Coach Mike Perez. Denzel Wong, he misfires. And here comes Caloocan. Joko. And there's the drop. Two-pointer for Mac Bracael.
And it just goes to show you the value of a live turnover. You miss a shot, that's considered a live turnover. Just kick it out on the other end and start running that floor.
That's a good break for Caloocan Batangkan Kalu. This is now their biggest lead in the ball game. Joko Tayongtong, the daddy figure for today, gives it up to Mac Bracael for those 2 points. Well, it's not going to get any easier for the BICOL Volcanoes. See their next 3 games. Jensen, Makati, and Bacoor, all playoff teams here in the MPBL.
Yeah, naman bigat eh. If you're trying to get a run, I think BICOL is totally out of the running because they're dead last, right? But if you're the other teams in the 4 and the 5, especially Emos today, they're on number 8. You get the big teams in the latter part of that games. You have to be able to perform and respond accordingly.
Turnover again.
Yeah.
2 easy points for Joko Tayungtong. Now, we did talk about the next 3 games of Caloocan in the first half. It will be Imus, Quezon, and Nueva Ecija. After that, Coach Mike, they face Pasay and Muntinlupa.
Right.
At ito yung mga sinasabi mong middle of the pack teams who are fighting for not just position but home court advantage in the playoffs.
Correct, and everybody really just wants to get into that final 8 because once you get in the playoff, everything just changes completely. Strategies become different and you get a little more tweaks from a coach's standpoint, and players have to be able to respond in the big games.
And home crowd gets a lot different in the playoffs. Tayongtong to Jaggy Laude.
Good skip.
Vince Casin, that's a clear foul.
Yeah.
A hold by Ronald Roy.
Number 66, Ronald Roy.
It really is a short rotation for the BICOL Volcanoes. We have seen 9 players play so far. So James Martinez, as we found out, is with his wife right now. Some family matters for James. Si Wawi Escocio naman just recently had a promotion in the LTO. Congratulations,
wow, congratulations.
Mr. Escocio. Ay, wondering ako ng trabaho ni Wawi sa LTO.
Hindi kaya siya yung nagtuturo doon sa...
Kaya nga eh. Wawi Escocio yung driving instructor mo eh.
Malamang sumunod ka. Pag hindi ka sumunod, popostehan ka.
Oo. Well, then again, you have to respect players with day jobs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Kasi as much as we give praise to the MPBL for giving up jobs that would spread across 10 months, iba pa rin yung day job mo eh.
Correct.
Na permanent na talaga. So shout out to you, Wawi Escocio, wherever you may be. There's a foul here. 2 free throws for Ronald Roy, one of the mid-season additions of BICOL.
Yeah, that time around, they really didn't have anything going on that offensive set. Lepalan tried to go for that screen, but Roy really just rejected that and went middle.
9 points now for Ronald Roy, who was designated to be another playmaker beside James Martinez. Let's break down the numbers of James Martinez, shall we? Just so you guys would know his impact for BICOL. He's number 3 in the league in scoring at 17.5 per game. Number 2 in assists at 7.5. And number 2 in free throw shooting, 83% efficiency for James Martinez.
So doon mo na makikita yung disparity, mas lalo na on that assist part. They're minus 13 against the Caloocan on the assist department.
And that's a good thing for Caloocan. One of their main priorities for today is passing. Foul here. May dugo si Ronald Roy. That means he has to be subbed out.
Number 61, Alfred Cayosa is second, and that's the 14th foul for BICOL.
You see what happened to him?
Yeah, I think tumama sa ulo ni Tayungtong as he was going for that shot. Inadvertently from the back, I think.
Obviously unintentional. Michael De Leon will be sent in by BICOL to replace Mr. Roy.
See that here. There you go.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
See the head from the back.
Well, that's the skull. And it went straight to the lip of Ronald Roy. As you can see, he's bleeding. Joko Tayutong is set to shoot free throws here. But there seems to be a wet spot on the floor. Oh, there might be the blood of Ronald Roy na tumulo.
Kaya minsan talaga delikado rin if you're a player and you have your head more forward than your toes, because more chances are you're out of control, which is exactly how Jordan Poole would play back with Golden State. You see, he's always out of control because he's always got his head forward above his toes. So he's always leaning forward. So you have to be able to keep that
Dapat may line
stability.
ka.
Yeah. You have to be very stable, and your core's got to be really good.
Oh,
to be
that's
able
a
to
nice
give that
point.
balance. Yeah.
That's not something that you get to talk about every day. It's like something that you teach to kids, no?
Yeah.
As Alfred Gayosa makes a three-pointer.
Yeah, Gayosa, yung shot ni Gayosa na yun, was actually perfect timing. You're most free actually once you catch that ball, especially if it's within your range. Don't dribble anymore, just look for your shot. And once that defense closes out, that's when you attack him back.
Oh, sorry, Coach Mike. I still could not get over the point that you just made. With you aligning your body right, hindi pwedeng nasa harap yung ulo mo ng toes mo. Yeah. I'm sure hindi rin pwedeng naka-lean back ka.
Hindi pwedeng naka-lean back, right.
Is there a certain drill that you do in order to keep the posture at an upright position for the kids?
Well, coaches, we really teach them how to be able to keep stable, staying low, make that stance really stable. And one way to keep that stable is that you keep your back straight, and so that you don't push your head forward.
So, isa ba yun dun sa mga mechanics ng lateral drills?
Right. Exactly.
There you go. Kasi syempre, kung bata ka, isipin mo laterals, move your feet. Pero meron din palang alignment na sine-check dyan. And speaking of lessons na ituturo sa mga bata, I'm sure we have a lot to learn from the junior MPBL that will start tomorrow. Coach Mike, why don't you take this time to promote our new league?
Yeah, that junior MPBL is going to be opening tomorrow. That's going to happen at the Phil Oil
Eco Oil
Center in San Juan. I think the opening ceremonies will start at 10 o'clock. And the first games would be there'll be 3 games tomorrow, 18 under, 16 under, and 14 under. Games will start at 2 p.m. So if you guys aren't doing anything and you have, lalo na if you have friends and, anak, pamangkin that's playing in the junior MPBL, why don't you swing by and watch? And otherwise, you can also watch on the live stream.
Tama.
Right.
The first game is 18 under, tama ba?
18 under, right.
So ano muna? Kuyas muna.
Kuyas muna.
Then we go younger and younger. All right. Very much excited about that. All right, now it is Caloocan versus BICOL. Irvin Palencia from the corner. That's in and out. Ball rebounded by RJ Delis. It's now a 16-point game. And it looks like Lepalam hasn't had an easier time compared to his first half performance.
Yeah, that was not an easy receive at all on that low block. No, even the shot, medyo nahirapan siya because he was challenged there.
Well, he wasn't scouted in the
first quarter, right?
The first quarter, but now for sure he has been.
Yeah, medyo mas active na yung post defender to keep him at the back and not just to allow him to be that guy in the middle with the ball.
If you think about it, this is actually a good matchup between Lepalam and Johnny Valin.
Right.
2 youthful, long players as Alfred Gayosa makes his second three-pointer.
Well, good thing Gayosa made that shot because Lepalam also started diving and that was a mismatch right there. Good floater in the middle. Really is the best shot that you can take against a bigger guy, yung floater shot na yan.
Yeah, Coach Luis Gonzalez also said that on air. It really is something that you have to develop.
Yeah.
Even addressing it to big men. Kasi kung big man ka, kalaban mo, big guy.
Correct.
And so the floater would be very useful.
Yeah. That's why in some of the offensive schemes, one of them being dribble drive, which we used when in the Gilas teams early of Coach Chot Reyes. That's really part of the drill to be able to score with a jump stop and a floater. So it's either you finish it with a 2-foot jump stop and you push that float, or you can either do a 1-2 stop before you do that float. Because it's really to surprise the big man. You wouldn't know how that attack's gonna be.
Is that one of the main reasons why Jason Castro was very effective?
Exactly.
Eli Tenorio as well has a good floater.
Yep. A lot of the guards actually now started to put that in their bag.
Kailangan eh. Yeah. Kung maglalaro ka sa Gilas, yun talaga yung sistema.
And the dangerous thing is even big guys are doing that now. I mean, I don't know if you've seen Kevin Kiambao of La Salle. He's got that floater too. Even Mix Cortez of Benil. So these big guys, the floaters are now not exclusive to the small guys. It's even the big guys doing it.
Kiambao is an all-around player.
Oh, yeah. He's going to put that league on notice. This UAAP season. Man, that guy is so good.
He was MVP, right? In a recent tournament.
Right.
And so best of luck to Kevin Kiambao and the rest of the UAAP teams. So right now, it is BICOL versus Caloocan, 61-49. Oh, high-low. Good hands there by Lepalam.
Yeah, but bad decision there by Gonzalez. He was free on that top. Nobody challenging that. Just supposed to take it.
And he's been making a shot.
Correct.
Now Gabby is back in the game. Let's see how he will contain Lepalam. Palencia on the kick.
Galing.
Smart pass. Sorry miss for Achi. Rebound Lepalam. He's really powering inside.
Yeah.
The other end, Gayosa. Great extension.
And to be able to stay in control, moving side to side, and to suspend yourself in there. Just impressive there for Gayosa on that finish.
13 points now for Alfred Gayosa. The lead has been cut down to 10. Alfred Gayosa, who is a former Caloocan player. He's now playing for BICOL versus Batangas, had 14 points with 4 boards. Coach Mike, he's been playing very well in this game. Already a double-double for him.
Yeah, an important thing is getting deflections even, and the step-in threes like that. He's very confident. Imagine if James would have been here playing alongside him. You could get him flowing on those open spots. And so he could score even further and getting more touches.
Actually, since andun na tayo sa hypotheticals, no? Imagine Gayosa with James Martinez, with Lepalam, with Bawi Escoso, RJ Teles.
Correct.
This could be a force to reckon with itong BICOL as Achi Inigo converts on downtown.
Especially if Lepalam starts converting on those outside, because that lower block is going to be exclusive now to Bawi Escoso to operate on.
Now, you mentioned UAAP teams should be watching out for Kevin Kiambao. You think the same applies for NCAA teams on Lepalam?
I think so too, because of his height. No, but I mean there are other bigs as well, and even the guards are starting to become really better. I mean, I don't know if there's residency with Bismarck Lina for San Beda, who's transferred from UP. He's a big guy to compare to. Yeah,
there should be. Yeah. But Lina was a force in high school.
You're right.
I hope everybody hasn't forgotten how good he is. There's a foul on the fast break. That's on Deles.
Yeah. Well, Irvin Palencia had the right thing in mind. If you're the one offensively, you're supposed to initiate the contacts so that you're the one with the control, because the guy who starts the contacts really the one in control, whether in defense or offense. So if I'm driving towards you and I bump you, I actually have control. But if I'm driving straight and you bump me, you're the one who's got that control. So you have to be able to finish even in contact. Right there, he got into contact, but he wasn't able to make that finish with the left hand, which could have been an option for him, especially as he was able to push that defense on the deeper in the middle of the floor.
And so Palencia proceeds to the line for 2 gimmies. The first one is good for the SK chairman. And yes, I said it right. SK chairman ng Caloocan yan as a homegrown. Siya yung nagpapaliga dun eh.
Pero man, I covered these games, I think 2-3 years back before the pandemic. This guy is really a scorer that has actually really good vision on the floor.
That's right.
You couple him with the twins in Zamboanga.
Tama, last year.
Grabe.
Oh, he was deadly.
Yeah.
At some point, some analysts argue that the best lineup of Zamboanga featured Palencia with the twins and a couple of big men, obviously. But, of course, Palencia just decided to go back home here in Caloocan to be still with, you can argue, this is a championship contender.
Right. And this is actually one of those teams that's going to be a formidable foe come the playoffs, especially with the stability on the post side. Because right now, much as we say that the game's really gone out in the 3-point region, but, looking at the NBA, Jokic has really shown that it's at any point in time, it's going to go back to the middle. You're going to look at the big men as well.
I would actually argue, come the playoffs, watch out for Gabby Espinas.
Oh, yeah.
He might transform himself back
right.
to the Gabby of old days.
Right.
65-55. Jennifer Cabanag against that zone. Gabby, he attacks the defense of a taller Lepalam.
That's what I was saying earlier. It's very difficult to be stopping Gabby right there on the low block. If he's 1-2 dribbles away, gonna be a problem. Especially if his shots are clicking, because even if he's 4-5 dribbles away, you have to close out on him, and once you close out, he's gonna attack you back, and those help side defense is gonna come. And him being a good passer too, he can easily locate other guys, shooters or divers at that.
I was also about to say he's a good free throw shooter, but he missed his first gimme. Tignan natin sa pangalawa.
That's why I never mentioned free throws.
Ayan, bumawi na
Yeah.
si Gabby Espinas, who's shooting the ball at a 65% rate from the line in the season. That's number 8 in the league in terms of volume free throw shooters. Oh, good block by Gabby.
You see how stable he was. We were talking about, you know, if the guy that initiates that contact is actually the one in control, but you see him, he still remains in control, able to just keep the hand up and not put it down.
Baseline inbound for BICOL, down by 11, under 2 minutes in the third frame. Pass inside.
There you go.
Lepalam, good block this time from Paul Sanga.
Yeah, that's actually the easiest way you can get him on that low block, on that corner ball screen. It's the shortest slip is going to be on the dunker spot, but good help though that prevented that pass by, attempt rather by Lepalam.
Paul Sanga being rewarded on the other end. 3-pointer.
Well, Caloocan really just showing just a lot of basic basketball. Baseline drive, on that baseline drift, somebody's got to be on the other corner for that free three. And Jeremy really just finding Sanga there.
And finally, Sanga has a 3-pointer.
Yeah, kanina long two.
Long two lang yun eh. That's his first make in 5 tries. 69-55, 5 on the shot clock. De Leon escapes and misses. Rebound Lepalam, and he will proceed to the line. Oh, he's working very hard. And see Ladis Lepalam.
Yeah, right now they're down what? They're down 14. This is pretty much within striking distance para dito sa BICOL. I mean, if you can get Lepalam enough rest and have the other guys contribute, Gayosa have a really good shooting quarter. Could be a closer ball game come the fourth.
But what you mentioned is a big concern, the rest.
Right, the rest.
For Ladis Lepalam.
Yeah. There has to be that point of recovery. It doesn't have to be always that point of attack.
Because when he was on the bench in the first half, that was when
the run came. Yeah.
Oh. Paul Sanga, second 3-pointer, no good. There was a push. Next to be on BICOL.
Like what they always say, long shots lead to long rebounds. So your guys got to be able to be ready to get those rebounds.
Gabby Espinas proceeds to the line. He has 5 points with 2 boards so far. He is number 2 in the league in fouls received per game. Si Gabby Espinas at 4.7. Well, I'd let you guess who's number 1 in the league. Medyo madali lang dapat, pero syempre mahirap kapag on the spot eh. So Coach Mike, sino? Number 1 most fouled player. Balti.
Yeah. Well, you know, the common thing is that both are big men. And so when you see them posted up, you can't just look at them. You have to defend them. And so since they have really good footwork and they're very stable, at some point in time, you're going to foul them.
You go back with Caloocan. Paul Sanga, he wants it. No good. Gabby got the board. Sanga thought about it again. Cabanag up top. 7 on the shot clock. They go to Sanga, who will fire.
Looks good.
Yun, derecho para kay Paul Sanga. You had a clear line of path now to see that shot was going in.
Right. And yeah, we were talking about, you know, getting your shots immediately once you're free. It's exactly what Sanga did.
So, at the end of 3, the score is 74-56. Caloocan winning the third frame. Paul Sanga coming alive in their last possession.
Yep, and the better ball movement actually in the third quarter, especially with that shot there made by Sanga. I think that's his second in the quarter from 3.
And overall.
And overall, yeah. Oh yeah, because it's a long 2.
18-point game after 3. For a premium experience in an exceptional stay, we present to you Boracay de la Ia, the official hotel and resort of the MPBL. Right now, we are in Quezon Province for your MPBL Saturday. I'm sure a lot of people are watching. Coach Mike, mukhang marami na nagme-message sa'yo
Okay, I just got to my messenger. I didn't realize there were people asking to be greeted. I want to give a shout out to one of my really good friends from, who's also doing broadcasts for the other leagues. That's Carlo Pancho. Carlo Pancho.
Good evening, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Happy watching to you. And I hope you enjoy the games.
I hope you're enjoying the analysis of Coach Mike Perez. Wow. Good play by Caloocan.
Right off the start of the quarter. I mean, normally talaga ganyan, at the start of the quarters, you see here the points, really just 13 points in the second quarter for BICOL and a little bit much better in the third, coming up with 20, but just continued production para dito sa Caloocan.
You're mentioning something about the start of a quarter.
Yeah, normally yung start ng quarter, doon nagkakaroon ng mga surprise na mga plays because players will be very relaxed, not thinking na wala namang play.
Tayo nga, bumabati pa lang May aliw bigla si Gabby Espinas. Ball rebounded here by BICOL. Nepalom's on his way for a double-double. Oh yes, he has a double-double already. 16 and 11 boards. Turnover though. Kabila tayo. Hachi, catch and fire. Short. Rebound RJ.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Once you get to that spot, the moment that you catch that ball, it's when you're most free. And so you have to take that shot. Now, the thing that you got to work on is your conversions. You can't just pass up yung opportunity na yun.
Casper Boak misses. Lepalom on the putback.
That is Lepalom.
Yeah, ito si Boak kanina who missed that shot. It's actually one of the players of Coach Francis Amante Flores of AIMS. He's really a strong guy and could be complementary para dito kay Lepalan. Got really good broad shoulders that could bang inside, but he's gonna learn a lot more from Kilawawi Escocio and all the other big guys that he's gonna play with and against.
He's gonna learn from this game as well.
Right.
Jennifer Cabanag scores 2 more. 17 now. That's his first 2-pointer in this game.
Yep. And itong Caloocan really just looking to create more spread between with the BICOL.
Well, if you have a schedule like Caloocan, you see this schedule for them: Imus, Quezon, Nueva Ecija, Pasay, and Muntinlupa.
You want to finish early.
You want to finish early and get some good momentum din, no?
Right.
Oh, that's a tough stretch.
Correct. Actually, as I was looking at that schedule, sabi ko, ibang klase yung schedule na medyo mabigat.
But I would like to give a shout out to our head of basketball operations, Emer Oreta. Kasi for sure, I'm sure may plano siya dyan, na pagharap-harapin yung mga malalakas sa dulo ng ating season to make things even more interesting as Gayosa converts. And so, to everybody watching, I'm sure you enjoy the Pampanga Nueva Ecija game last Saturday.
I love that coverage too.
Pero patikim pa lang yun, Coach Mike.
Grabe.
We're gonna have a lot more great matchups as we go along the season. Gabby Espinas scores inside.
And you guys brought a good point in that game. We're just watching the northern teams. You haven't even looked at the southern teams. So, boy, as you go deeper into that playoff run, mas lalong gumaganda yung laban dito.
Next week, Batangas versus Pampanga.
Wow.
After that, Bacoor versus Nueva Ecija in Palayan City. So watch out for those games. There's a foul inside. A pushing foul on Mac Baracael, who just returned after a while. It's been a while. 8 minutes pa lang ang nilalaro ni Mac Baracael. That was at the start of this ball game.
And so I guess he's getting enough rest in preparation for the next games. No? Maybe that's one thing.
As he should have.
Yeah. I mean, this Boak guy really has got a lot of promise to himself. I mean,
How old is he?
I'm not sure. Maybe he's around 22, maybe.
He looks young.
Yeah, he looks younger.
We have a timeout here. Oh yeah, Boak is registered as an SGL. So he's still in college. 18-point game with under 7 minutes remaining. Jennifer Cabanag in Caloocan's previous outing scored 25. 15 of them came in the first half. That's actually the same story in this matchup though. He had 15 by halftime, only 2 points in the second half, but this is still relatively a good performance from Jennifer Cabanag. 5 out of 9 shooting from downtown para kay Jennifer. Now we turn you over to Andrea Endicio.
In their previous game against Jensen, Jennifer Cabanag reset his season-high performance. When I asked him about this, wala siyang naging ibang sagot, kundi ito daw yung paraan niya para masuklian yung binibigay na tiwala sa kanya ng coaches. At the same time, ito rin daw yung way niya to earn more trust, not just from the coaches but also from his teammates. Kahit na grabe daw yung pagod at puyat nila going to Mindoro, hindi daw niya yun ginawang excuse to not give his best during that game. Sabi niya nga, after all, as a basketball player, you have to be up for whatever challenges man ang nasa harap mo. Since second year high school daw, he's been playing this game and ever since, ito daw ang naging mindset niya. Come what may, sabi nga nila. Migs and Coach Mike?
Thank you, Andrea. That's certainly a good mindset coming from Jennifer Cabanag as Gabby Espinas scores inside. Kasi nga, Coach Mike, nagsimula si Jennifer na nakikinabang. That's the word. Nakikinabang kina Gabby Espinas. Because they have those low post threats, it's easier for him to catch and shoot.
Right.
And so, now the responsibility has elevated for him. He has to repay the trust by performing very well.
Yeah, and you know, once you catch that ball from the outside, if you're Jeremy, you also have to be able to create opportunities equally for your big man inside. You just can't be waiting for them to feed you once you're open in those spots. So you have to create opportunities where those guys, when they cut under, when they roll over at the top, to get those shots.
That's a nice point because Cabanag had 7 assists in their previous game. I'm sure that was one of his best games in terms of passing that basketball.
Oh yeah, and especially if he made those couple of threes in that last possession, that could have been a different story altogether. They would have gotten their 8th win streak.
Sayang.
Yeah.
Pero ngayon, Caloocan's looking good. Mac Barakael now gives us a 3-pointer to extend the lead to 24 points. And we have a timeout for BICOL with 5 minutes and 18 remaining in the 4th and final frame. The bench of Caloocan really love this.
Yep, and as much as you love that shot by Mac, but you know, when he comes out of that made shot, he always looks at his teammates and says, "Did you guys like that?"
Coach Mike, parating na ang FIBA World Cup 2023 sa Signal Pay-Per-View. Mag-avail ng early bird offer sa halagang 550 pesos hanggang July 15 para mapanood ang lahat ng games commercial-free at in high definition at pwede pang manalo ng authentic Gilas Pilipinas merchandise. Now, I've asked this to all of the analysts so far, so I have to ask you this question as well. What are you most looking forward to in the upcoming World Cup?
Well, I'm actually more interested on the different schemes, offensively and defensively. I think the game's really evolved. Every time that there's a new FIBA that's coming, especially pag dito sa country natin, it's interesting to see up close how those schemes have changed. No, your 5-out offense, your 4-out offense, how they do blitzes. Now everybody's going staggered screens, no, and just ang ganda kasing tingnan. And if you're a basketball enthusiast, you really love that.
As we got to see that prayer from Ronald Roy hitting from downtown, I'd like to react to your answer by saying, Coach ka nga talaga. Dahil pareho kayo ni Coach Louie Gonzalez ng sagot. A lot of people would answer, of course, he want to see the Giannis Antetokounmpos. Right. Will Jokic play?
I think yes.
Oo, yun ang sagot eh. Pero kayo hindi, schemes ang inahanap ninyo eh. Which, personally, I'm very excited about that because as a guy who also covers volleyball and we have been seeing VNL action here in the Philippines, nakikita natin nag-evolve yung local teams natin getting some schemes from those international plays, no, yung mga teams na nakikita natin. I'm very excited to see kung paano rin kayo mag-a-adjust for Philippine basketball.
Kasi maganda, doon yung nakikita mo yung tweak and you would think, you know, that applies to my team. I can use that and tweak it a little bit further in order to fit my personnel. Because you don't just grab a system. You have to have a system that actually fits your guys on the team.
And in a system, you get bits and pieces from
Right.
every other system you get to watch.
Exactly.
Well tapped away here in favor of Caloocan.
Yep.
You know, I'd like to ride on it. So far, what's the best international play that you've adapted from years of coaching?
Yeah, right now, I'm more on the side ball screens. Some do that on the middle, but it's actually the action is very similar, where you have that weak side action. To me, that's the important part of the ball screen. It's not the on-ball screen that you see. It's the weak side action. That what's going on. You could either have that backdoor cut and that opposite wing drift to the corner as that dribble penetrate comes to the middle. So a lot of different things that's you can do, but I really just love that ball screen offense.
That's one thing that we can observe once the World Cup ends, no? Kung may i-adapt nga ng teams natin yan. Balik tayo, 92-67. Paul Sanga to Gabby Espinas with 3 minutes and change remaining. Back para Kael, in and out. Rebound Gabby. He outsmarts Lepalam inside.
Yeah, just imagine that situation come playoff. Kael gets a shot from the outside. They're down 1. Takes a shot from the outside. Gabby Espinas gets the offense rebound. Powers inside, gets the end one. Either way, you really have good firepower here for Caloocan. Mas lalo na pag nag-mature na as they go in and gel heading into that playoff.
That's for sure. Espinas converts from the line.
But first things first, they gotta get past these teams.
Oo nga.
Yeah,
Tough schedule lined up
yeah.
for Caloocan. Again, to remind everybody, up next for Batangkan Kaloo are Imus, Quezon. They go back home to face Nueva Ecija. Nueva Ecija lang naman. And then Pasay and Muntinlupa. But I have to remind everybody as well, the big wins of Caloocan as Cabanag makes a three-pointer. The big wins of Caloocan in this season so far. Get this. This is a good list. Makati, the #1 team in the South, Bacoor, in Bacoor, and Zamboanga, the South Division champions in Caloocan. So they already have a good history of beating good teams.
Right, and if they do very similar results on these teams na upcoming in games nila, they could be really a good contender. And I'm sure even with at where they are now, the other coaches are really already looking at Caloocan team.
Yes. Cabanag, short, bit of a heat check there. Yeah. He's very frustrated.
I think so too. Maybe he's got a couple more dribbles, probably hit that elbow jumper, I don't know.
And he apologized to his teammate. 96-67. Don't worry, Jennifer. We're going to win this game. 7 on the shot clock. RJ, tough spin. No conversion. Ball recovered by nobody. Ooh, that's not good. Palam went at it with a couple of Caloocan players batting for the loose ball. Gabby Espinas went into the picture at the last second, and obviously Lipalam did not appreciate it. Referees will have a look at this so that they can give the right calls. Now obviously the biggest concern here would be whether or not there will be drastic calls that might affect the appearance of one of these players in their next outings. You would not want an ejection in this game and a suspension for your next matchup.
Yeah, and we were just talking about it, the potential of Caloocan being one of the top teams heading into the playoffs, and especially against these remaining teams of top teams that they're gonna be going up against. And hopefully this doesn't result in anything adverse for Caloocan.
Gabby Espinas, he was the one involved at the last second. Before him were some Caloocan players, Chinigo and Bakbarakael. Watch out for Gabby. Looks like we saw a close fist already.
Right, I think so too. That's the second.
Ooh, Lepalam was really going at it.
Right. That second one looked more of an elbow, but the first one though.
There's the elbow.
Yeah, that's the second one.
This is going to be very interesting for our referees.
Hopefully this doesn't have implications for Caloocan.
Oo. Tsaka marami kasi. Marami nangyari.
Yeah.
Hindi siya yung isang bagsak lang. Let's wait and see. Referee Alan Manzano will now proceed to Richard Campos for the official call. You only have a minute and 55 remaining. And then something like this happens. Let's hope there won't be any drastic implications. The Palam still giving us peace signs on camera.
It's a sportsman-like foul on number 27, Gabby Espinas is second. Third team foul for Caloocan, Batangkan Kalu.
That's it. It's an unspo on Gabby. Nothing on Lepalam.
Right.
Now,
sure look differently from what we saw in the video.
But if we may go back to our point, no, ejections and suspensions. The good thing is wala tayong narinig na ejection.
Yep.
So most likely wala ring magiging suspension, which means our players are safe. A lot of action there, but only one unsportsmanlike foul was called, and it was on Gabby Espinas. Well, folks, with under 2 minutes remaining, let's let it go. Patuloy tayo ng ating aksyon. Sideline inbound tayo para kay Ronald Roy.
14 seconds to shoot.
And the Palam will now take a breather.
That's my daughter's favorite song from a movie.
Let it go. Oh my gosh.
And she's my only daughter, I told you, right?
And I can't believe this, but it's not the first time that we've talked about this song on air.
Oh, yeah?
Coach Christian Lamanzon brings up Elsa a lot. It's a thing. Shout out to you, Coach Christian. He's not in the country right now. I forget where they are, but they're having some practices, some tune-ups in overseas at the UP Fighting Maroons.
Yeah, and that team too. Wow.
Oh, that's a nice team.
Oh, yeah.
RJ Deles at the line. He makes the first gimme.
San Beda's nice too.
San Beda?
Yeah.
Galing ka ba San Beda?
Yeah.
Kaya pala. Sorry ha, galing ako UP eh.
Yeah.
Kaya pala ganun yung reply mo. Okay. Pardon us as we are still continuing to develop our chemistry, kami ni Coach Mike, dahil first time pa lang namin magsama. Coach Mike, it's been a pleasure. We've learned a lot from you already, as RJ Deles gives us a wonderful pass and 2 points for Alfred Gayosa. Paul Sanga, 3-pointer.
Wow. Even back in his college days, yun talaga siya, no? Shots from the outside.
RJ Deles answers back. And to your point about Paul Sanga, well, once you're a shooter, you're always gonna be a shooter.
Correct.
And yan yung tipong hindi nawawala eh.
Yeah.
Yung shooting mo.
Yeah.
Athleticism will be gone.
Regardless of your age or your weight, that shot's gonna be there.
It's the same.
It's the same.
Ache Inigo, also a known shooter. He scores inside. Yeah, actually, Paul Sang is up there in terms of age na. Kasama na nga siya sa mga veterano ng Caloocan if you think about it. But he doesn't look like a vet. He still looks young.
Yep.
Foul here on Mac Barakael. More free throws for RJ Deles. RJ has had to do everything for BICOL today. 7 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists. With the absence of James Martinez, he had to be their main playmaker.
That's a key piece that's missing actually for BICOL. Given na yung kay Wawi is cautious, but you know, somebody who could create and actually score inside and out and feed open teammates.
Well, James is basically their star.
Right.
As Deles scores again inside. Again, doing everything for BICOL. He's in double figures now. As Jeremy Cabana continues to pile on with his total. 23 now for Jennifer.
Tsaka pag tinignan mo siyang tumira, talagang he's really very stable. That's one of the things also that I continue to observe from Jeremy. Even the last game, his shots then were looking really good. I thought that game was going to go their way.
Can you elaborate more on the stability that you're pertaining to when it comes to Jeremy Cabanag?
Well, his shoulders properly squared. He stays in control. He's not hurrying it. The release form is the same.
So mechanics basically.
Yeah, mechanics. Tsaka maganda sa kanya, there are two kinds of shots now, especially in the 3-point area. Once that standstill shot and that on the move. Either way, he can shoot it.
On the move is going to be very crucial for Jeremy Cabanag, especially when defenders start to check him.
Right, lalo na pag nag-come playoffs. I mean, everybody's going to be out there blitzing him, either on ball screens or single coverage. He's going to get a defender in front of his face.
Now, the good thing about Caloocan is that the defenders will have to blitz two shooters.
Correct.
Paul Sanga and Jeremy Cabanag. Oh, right on cue.
And let's not forget, even Mac Baracael and Cervantes is really good feed inside from the top of the key.
Tama. Achi Inigo's a good shooter as well.
Right.
Here he is. 107-79. Tough pass. Nomer Gonzalez misfires. They're upset with Nomer. I think they wanted the ball to go to Paul Sanga.
Right.
Oh, sorry, miss on the other end. Breakaway. Achi for two. That will do it.
Yep.
And so, after a slow first quarter in this matchup, as Gayosa scores, tumaas, no, yung scoring output ng Caloocan. They're up to 30 points.
Right.
Actually, dagdagan mo pa 35 in the fourth frame. And so, if you're Caloocan, will you say that this is good momentum as you head towards that tough stretch?
Well, I think it was crucial that they were able to make adjustments, especially with Lepalam producing earlier in the first quarter, and the adjustments really, boded well for them, especially with the guards starting to feed their guys out in the open floor. It's really the deflections and the defense that led to that open floor fast breaks that did well starting the second quarter para dito sa Caloocan.
Well, our best player of the game is a no-brainer for Coach Mike. It took him, 0.5 of a second to decide this. Jeremy Cabanag, 7 3-pointers.
Yeah. And, you're going to expect more from the guys, especially as they head into these really big, important games before they get into the playoffs.
This is a 28-point win for Caloocan Batang Kaloo after being down by 1 after the first frame. Now let's turn you over to Andrea Endicio.
First of all, congratulations. It was a well-dominated win. Meron bang statement na pinapatunayan ng Caloocan for this ball game?
Siguro nga meron kasi nga talo yung last game namin, so kailangan namin bounce back ngayon. And preparing na rin sa mga sumusunod na mga giging kalaban namin kasi medyo malalakas na talaga. So, yun nga, pinukpok lang namin na pinukpok talaga hanggang dulo.
Jeremy, you've been playing really, really well lately. Coming from a 25-point outing, ngayon naman, 23 points. May reason ba kung bakit ganadong-ganado ka these days?
Siguro naman, yun nga, gaya na sabi ko kanina, ginigive back ko lang din sa mga coaches namin, sa management, and sa teammates. Na sinusukulan ko lang yung tiwala na binibigay nila sa akin. Siguro ganyan din.
Very well said. Ngayon naman, meron ka bang gustong batiin o pasalamatan? Go ahead.
First, binabati ko si Congressman Oka Malapitan, Along Malapitan, and yung mga people sa Caloocan, and of course, ang family ko. Sa asawa ko, sa mga kids ko, sa family ko sa Bacolod, Cabanag family, Paro family, and Matas family, and sa asawa ko, I love you, see you. Tapos, Stay Cool Clothing by Ervin Palencia, and sa management namin, Boss Epay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Once again, that is Jeremy Cabanag, our best player of the game. Back to you, Migs and Coach Mike.
Thank you, Andrea. And so, yes, it was a statement for Caloocan getting that big-time victory versus BICOL. I want to give a big shout-out as well to our production team for giving us that graphic, that comparative stats for Jeremy Cabanag in this game and in the previous outing. He's been that consistent, folks, for Caloocan. Thank you for joining us in behalf of Andrea Endicio and Coach Mike Perez. My name is Mick Gomez at ito po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.
Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay wag
Last Tuesday, the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League held games for the first time in Mindoro. Today, we're holding games for the first time here at the One Arena in Cainta Rizal, the new home of your Golden Coolers. They will be facing the San Juan Knights later on at 8 o'clock p.m. But for now, we feature two teams. It's going to be a North and South Division matchup here in the second game of your Friday triple header. Ives Sazon had 14 points in their last game against Valenzuela, but it was a struggle for him. 6 out of 18 from the field. Samantalang ito si Levy Hernandez naman, it wasn't a struggle para sa kanya as he shot 71.4% for 26 points in their last game against the BICOL Volcanoes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Javi Palanya joined by Nico Salva. And Nico, these are coming off victories, pero magkaibang sitwasyon dun sa mga team standings nila. Itong Bataan, they really need to win some games because in the 5-game losing streak that they had before their win against Valenzuela, puro close naman yung mga losses nila. What's missing from them right now?
Just be able to finish the game strong, be able to shoot a lot better. Against Valenzuela, though they won, they only shot 37% from the field.
We're going to be talking about that later on. We have the third member of our broadcast panel, Miss Mika Abesamis. We'll be hearing from her as the game progresses. Mapapanood nyo ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino on MPTV Channel 98, on Signal as well as on our Facebook and YouTube channels. May delayed telecast rin tayo at 9 o'clock p.m. on 1PH. Now, let's talk about the previous games of both squads. Unahin na natin dyan ang Bataan Risers na sabi na nga ni Nico kanina. Itong Bataan, they entered the fourth quarter down by 2 points. It was actually a game that was very competitive. Valenzuela, we thought that it was going to be a game that Bataan was going to break wide open, but the Valenzuela squad made this a very competitive match. 10 ties and 12 lead changes in this game with no team leading by more than 8 points. But Bataan still ended up with a victory and snapping that 5-game losing streak.
Oh, this was a very close game, but thanks to the big fourth quarter of Bataan, 24 points in the fourth for them, they were able to come out with a win. They shot only 37% from the field, but what helped them is yung 53 rebounds nila, 25 offensive boards, giving them 18 second chance points and big contribution from the bench, more than half with 42 points.
Well, at least in this game, they were able to address that finishing kick that was lacking in their previous games, especially in their losses to Pampanga, Pasay, and San Juan. Ngayon naman dako tayo sa kabilang panig. Let's talk about the previous game of the Batangas City Embassy Chill. Now, Coach Cholo, Villanueva, and company are not used to feeling back-to-back losses. In fact, their losses to Nueva Ecija and San Juan in their past matches were the first back-to-back losses of Coach Cholo Villanueva's MPBL coaching career. So here, they really put on the scoring against the BICOL Volcanoes at dinaan talaga lahat nila ng sakit dito laban sa BICOL Volcanoes.
This is just pure domination for Batangas. They led 21-12 in the first and never looked back. They shot 47% from the field, 45% from the three-point line, grabbing 72 rebounds, 30 offensive, and also big contribution from the bench, 70 points from the bench.
I can't believe that. I don't think I've seen this stat line ever in my whole life as a commentator here in the MPBL. That's just crazy numbers by Coach Cholo Villanueva and company. Well, let's see if they can duplicate that kind of effort against a formidable Bataan Risers squad. Now let's turn you over to Ken Pangilinan.
Okay, bet. Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 5, presented by Extreme. It's time now for our second game as Bataan takes on Batangas City. Live on the official MPBL Facebook page, YouTube channel, and MPTV Signal Channel 98. Let's meet the starters first for the One Bataan Risers, Kamaya Coast. Starting at small forward number 22, Ives Sazon. Power forward number 39, Jamil Gabawa.